Hi, I'm Montana, and I'm going to do an analysis of Pokemon Go's user interface. Let's get started. Pokemon Go came out in 2016, and it was super successful on its initial launch. It gained millions of users, and I wanted to look at how its design contributed to this success. Some of the most notable things about the interface is that it's very minimal. You only have these few icons at the bottom of the screen with no label suggesting where they might lead, which looks very clean, but it also can be a little confusing for new users. The color scheme used throughout the app is a lot of blues and greens, gradients that are quite soothing and relaxing, which I think serves to ease the frustration that some people experience while navigating in this app. The information architecture of Pokemon Go is interesting. Like I said, these icons aren't labeled, and it's not immediately clear where they might take you, but the groupings are actually pretty logical once you get used to them. Pokemon Go's goal seems to be to get gamers to go outside and explore their communities, and I think that the design works pretty well towards this. Most Pokemon Go users are millennials. They make up about half of the paying user base, and about 60% are male, so based on these statistics, we're focusing our analysis on a user that's a male under 35, but we will also pay attention to female users and users between 35 and 60 because they make up the next biggest chunk. Our user persona is Michael Millennial. The user scenarios are based on my own experience and conversations with other Pokemon Go users. Most users log in for a little while every day to spin Pokestops, catch Pokemon, and progress on their goals. So the user tasks that I developed correspond to those goals, and also answering some important questions that I accidentally skipped, like how useful is the interface in helping frequent users accomplish their goals? What makes the app valuable to ongoing users? How usable, findable, and credible is the in-app purchase process? And how accessible is the app to new users? Those last two questions are less focused on pleasing current users and more focused on revenue and attracting new users. I used Google Forms to create a simple exit survey for my users. 100% of them completed the survey after the test. Yay! After watching the Linda videos about how to conduct a usability test, I realized that I should have provided a scale from negative to positive or something for this question instead of leaving it blank. And I could have phrased the second question, how easy or difficult was it to complete the tasks, in a potentially more neutral way. So in the future, I might rethink how I phrase those survey questions. My first user was a regular Pokemon Go player who used his own phone to complete the tasks. He had almost no trouble with it, but he did note that there are sometimes problems when you're trying to send gifts to other users, which is something that players do on a daily basis to build friendship with other players and get more rewards within the game. So it's important for that to work properly. And he also noted that it takes a long time to scroll in the shop to get to where you purchase Pokepoints. My second user had not played Pokemon Go before, but she had seen other people play it, so it was really interesting to see how she approached the tasks with this kind of weird mix of experience. But she did complete all of the tasks. My final user was a man over 35 who has not heard of Pokemon Go or played really any mobile games, so he had the least amount of experience with users that I tested. My conclusion is that this app isn't perfectly usable. All of my users mentioned having a problem at one point or another, and frequent users go on online forums to complain about Pokemon Go all the time. But they do keep coming back. The app has brought in millions of revenue for Niantic and the Pokemon Company. So it seems like despite its flaws, users do find the app useful and valuable. And in a 2016 study, Microsoft Research found that the most interested Pokemon Go players took 26% more steps after using the app. So while this might not represent everybody who plays Pokemon Go, there is some evidence that people who are into Pokemon Go are more active, and that could translate to real health gains. So the app's potential to help users is real.